Welcome to the ECU Counselling Service's online presentation of Balancing Life and University. This is also run as an interactive workshop at all three ECU campuses during orientation week, and you can book online to attend under the events section of the ECU website. This presentation is designed to offer new students strategies to assist you finding the balance between your personal life and your study life. There are many new challenges that come during this transition period in your life while you adapt to your new role. Whether you are completing postgraduate studies part-time externally or are a full-time student straight from high school, adapting means coming to terms with the many concepts within the role of student, such as mode of study, routines, schedules, expectations of self and others, and learning how to juggle university along with the many other aspects of your life. Learn how the university operates, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Remember, it is up to you to take charge of your study, so it is important to know what is expected of you. Along with the excitement and enthusiasm of starting a new degree, you may find that some challenges arise that can catch you unaware. Before you immerse yourself in your new environment, it may be helpful to consider how you will cope meeting new people, structuring your free time, or managing your finances. If you anticipate that you will struggle in a particular area, take the time now to speak to someone and put some strategies in place before it gets on top of you. You may also find that there are some challenges on a personal level which may arise for you. It's always best to make services such as the counselling or medical centre aware of these issues if they happen for you. They will be able to assist you through the experience, and they can also help you with your academic studies should these factors affect your study performance. Successful transition is helped by developing a supportive and social network at uni, beginning in orientation week. Connect with other students, and remember it is natural to gravitate towards others of a similar background to you, so don't be afraid to reach out. If possible, engage your family in orientation, or at least talk with them about what you are doing and what will be expected of you. You might be spending more time at uni and be less available to assist others. Supportive families improve outcomes for students, so it's best to prepare them for your new routines. You may also need to redefine or renegotiate relationships and time commitments with your friends or with your partner. Try getting involved in and engaged with the university community. Familiarise yourself with academics, your faculty, the processes, procedures, and available student support services, such as the Counselling Service. Learning advisors can provide workshops and assist with note-taking, referencing, essay, and exam preparation. Find a home base or somewhere comfortable you can study whilst on campus or in between classes. Get familiar with your study requirements early and know your rights and responsibilities. Be proactive and seek out support opportunities. The university is equipped with a range of services to offer assistance when you require it. Check out the ECU website for information on each of these and read through the literature provided during orientation week. All of these services are available to you free of charge while you are a student at ECU, so it's best to access them when you anticipate you will require some extra assistance. This next section will provide you with a brief overview of effective goal setting. Goals can be the backbone of your student experience here at ECU if you understand how they work and how to use them. They can help direct attention and effort towards goal-relevant activities and away from goal-irrelevant activities. Goals give purpose and guidance, and studies show that setting goals is beneficial to students who are struggling. Just setting them can increase positive feelings and motivation. As progress is made towards your goals, you are more likely to feel better as you realise you can affect change. This can then motivate you to keep doing the same and become self-sustaining. Research also shows that setting goals in one area of your life will also have a positive effect on other areas of your life. It is important to keep these guidelines in mind when attempting to set new workable goals. Consider what it is you want to achieve and the skills you will require to achieve it. Keep the big picture in mind and choose appropriate goals for success. When setting goals, it is important to set SMART goals. Firstly, you must be specific. Be very precise about what it is you want to achieve with the goal. For example, I want to aim for a basic pass in every unit I take for my first semester. Secondly, make sure that your goals are measurable. That is, the goal must be able to be tracked over time to monitor progress. This might be through assignments, test results, or exam scores. Thirdly, it is important to set goals that are achievable. The goal must be realistic enough for success. If you aim only for high distinctions when this may be an unrealistic target in your first semester, this might lead to despondency. Next, your goals also need to be recordable. The goal must be one in which you receive regular feedback on, such as with assignment grades. Lastly, make sure your goals are time-based. The goal should have a period of time in which you gauge the feedback, for example, throughout a semester or over a year. Time management is a key skill for new students in their efforts to gain balance and fulfill their goals. This next section will provide you with the tools required for managing your time effectively. Effective time management will assist you in achieving more, reducing your stress levels, and leading a balanced life. There are many tools we all use in everyday life to help us become more organised with our time. At the university level, students tend to benefit best from 2 or 3 of these organisational tools used together. It is recommended you use a combination of at least 2 of these tools to give you a view of both your short-term and your long-term planning. Semester and weekly planners are available for download on the counselling website under tip sheets. This is a sample of what a completed semester planner may look like. Constructing one involves placing the weeks of your semester across the top, placing the units you have for the semester down the side, and using your unit outline to map what is due, when it is due, and how much value is assigned to it. Once complete, you will then be able to note times when you have particularly heavy-weighted assignments or several assignments due on top of each other, and will be able to prepare early, reducing your stress levels and managing your workload effectively during these demanding periods. Semester planners allow you to see the big picture. You can plan and be in control of your study rather than reacting to pressure. It is recommended that you place your semester planner in a position where you can reflect on it once or twice a week. A weekly planner is a more detailed look at 1 week in the life of the semester planner. This is an example of a weekly planner with only the bare essential have-to points plotted in. That is, this person cannot move these activities around to suit them. They must be attended to at these times. When completing a weekly schedule, make a list of your time demands. There are 168 hours in 1 week, and on average, a person requires 8 hours of sleep a night. This leaves 112 hours of waking time available to complete all of your activities. Make sure you factor in enough time to meet all your demands and prioritise these according to what is the least to most flexible. You would typically find that items such as study and work are the fixed points in your week that you will need to work around. This is an example of activities a person may add to their planner, both fixed and flexible items included. You will find that in most cases there will be spare time throughout the week as indicated by the blanks. One tip is to try and keep private study for assigned units on the same day as the attended lectures and tutes, so you may keep the focus for the same material. Items that cannot be completed and are flexible may be placed in any available slots later in the week, hence the flexibility of such a planner. It is important to achieve a balance between recreational activities and study. Students often find that they study more effectively if they can include fun things to do in their week. Just don't use these activities as time wasters or ways to procrastinate. Another tip is to review the planner each week, for example, on the Sunday evening for the following week, and make adjustments as necessary. The diary, of course, is a day in the life of the weekly planner. Many people's downfall with the diary is that there is a tendency to cram too many things in to complete over the course of a single day. This leads to stress and panic over where to fit uncompleted items later in the week. I would suggest that if your weekly planner is well balanced, that you will then only need to simply lift each day from the weekly planner and focus on this as your diary each day. Remember to be realistic when planning your daily list. These are some items you may include, and don't forget the personal extracurricular commitments. Also, don't underestimate the time associated with travel to and from university, and remember you may also be travelling to uni on weekends. It is a good idea to have backup plans regarding travel arrangements. It is important to have a comprehensive study plan. These are some tips to devising an effective approach to your study. As you may have a lot of time on campus between lectures and tutes, it is important to use your time between classes wisely and establish a good routine to manage your time. Don't forget to account for your personal activities within your schedule. The rest of this presentation will focus on exploring stress and providing strategies for managing your stress levels. Contrary to common belief about stress, it is an experience which is normal and functional within reason. That is, we need a certain amount of stress or heightened sense of challenge to feel motivated and determined to achieve our goals, such as when we are working to a deadline. It is when this sense of being challenged becomes overwhelming or too high, or when we can't meet the expectations of the demand, that we can experience a negative form of stress, which we commonly know and talk about. Should this stress become prolonged, we may then end up burning out. Alternately, we can feel stressed if we are not stimulated, motivated, or challenged to perform to our best and our levels are too low. There is such a distinction between good stress versus bad stress. Good stress has been termed to describe the motivation and challenges we all thrive on in our lives, which give us personal growth. We all need to place ourselves slightly outside of our comfort zones at times to take on challenges which ultimately lead to growth. We may label these quests as goals. As a university student, you are taking on the good stress of being a student in your chosen degree, taking on challenges just outside of your comfort zone in order to grow intellectually and personally. People who seem to have few goals or motivating life plans, or this good stress, are prone to depression. The balance tips into bad stress, however, when these demands and expectations become too great for us to sustain, and we begin to see a breakdown in our psychological and physical health. It is important, therefore, to always strive for maintaining as much time as possible on the good stress side of life, while spending as little time as possible on the other. This curve is a diagrammatic representation of good stress versus bad stress. You will notice how performance increases or improves as stress increases. This is the good stress angle of the curve, when we feel motivated and challenged within our capability. There comes a time, however, when things can change. Note the curve point, and we find ourselves unable to perform as stress increases beyond our ability to handle things. The most important part of this curve is the point at which things change at the top. This can happen quickly and subtly, and the remainder of this presentation will examine how we can identify the signs of this happening, which is a very individual and unique response. When we experience stress happening, we react on all the above levels simultaneously. Many people are not aware of this, but rather give examples of how they are stressed maybe in one or two areas they are aware of. It is important to be aware that we actually experience these signs of stress all at once. Everyone responds to stress in their own way. Note these examples of physical signs that may be present when you are overstressed. In the short term, the body can sustain these kinds of physical pressures, provided we can return it to normal once again. However, in the longer term, we may see deterioration physically as a result of such stress, leading to needs such as medication for high blood pressure or headaches. Similarly, the emotional signs of stress can develop into more serious conditions such as depression or anxiety if sustained over time. These are some common emotional signs of being overstressed. Our thinking signs of stress can be a hard category to identify since we are usually locked into noticing the other signs of stress before identifying our thoughts. However, this is the category which gives rise to the development of the other symptoms of stress. While it is normal to berate ourselves from time to time, in the longer term we can see how these signs of stress develop into quite serious conditions of poor self-esteem and confidence as we convince ourselves that we are worthless. Lastly, these are some behavioural signs associated with being overstressed. Long-term behavioural signs of stress may develop into substance dependencies or addictive behaviours if left unattended for a prolonged period of time. By monitoring your physical, emotional, thinking and behavioural signs, you can become in tune with your own unique responses to stress and be proactive in reducing these high stress levels. While there are many ways to combat stress, there are a number of things that students find helpful in reducing their stress levels. They can be as simple as making sure you eat regularly and healthily, getting a good night's sleep, learning some breathing or meditation techniques, or examining whether you're using self-talk that is unhelpful. If you already have a well-used strategy that is healthy and which has worked effectively for you in the past, then use this in your new semester if you can. If you find that your stress levels have or are threatening to become unmanageable, seek help from an ECU counsellor. The ECU Counselling Service provides free and confidential counselling for a range of personal difficulties or academic issues. The service also provides various workshops throughout the year to assist you with skills in areas such as time management or cultural transition. If needed, our counsellors can also arrange referrals to external specialists, private providers, or other community agencies. To book an appointment with a counsellor, you can contact the receptionist on 9370 6706 or email counselling@ecu.edu.au. Visit our website to get more information or download one of our many tip sheets. Thank you for watching this presentation, and we encourage you to sign up for the workshops during orientation week.